So this musician has been getting super high hits and monthly ratings on YouTube and Spotify. His musicality really is being acknowledged overseas as well. Not only does he write, compose, arrange music, this all-rounder, I mean, he does literally anything you can imagine when it comes to music, recording, mixing, mastering, all of it. The talented LambC is with us for today's music stage. LambC, buddy, how are you?
Woo, thank you for having me again for the third time.
No problem, mate. Whenever... Do you know what, dude? I could have you here every week, just absorbing information from you, knowledge, and talking about music. It's fun. How you been, man?
I wish, but it's so far away.
It is far away.
I live in Hongdae area. So
I know.
I've been very good. Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
And yeah. What else? I've been writing a lot. I've been resting up a lot.
Yeah.
Having fun with the cats.
That's good.
Yeah, life is good.
Because I don't know if this is interesting for listeners, but we have a mutual friend, and I was talking to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, LambC's super busy right now, super busy." But it's good that you've been writing lots of music. You've been busy. Well, thank you so much for coming to Super K-pop, man.
Thank you for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure. Today, unfortunately, we got you haven't been very well, so no live music.
No, so I got something on my tongue.
It's all right.
Which is like bad to like. You're gonna hear me like kind of slur through this whole show. Yeah, I'm trying not to like sound stupid, but it's I might sound stupid sometimes. So
I love it.
Apologies.
I love the explanation. I've got something on my tongue. It's brilliant.
You know, that white thingy.
It's amazing.
Like...
That can happen. Yeah. But don't worry, guys. Every time LambC comes, the reason I look forward to it, of course, the live music is great, but like just conversation and just talking about music and your life and stuff for me is always so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to this. Dude, we got to talk about your most recent song that came out, which is one of the reasons you're here, of course. It's called Grow Old.
Yes.
Dude, when this first came out, I played it on the show.
Oh, you did?
I do this thing where I pick one song every day. It's called Song of the Day.
Ooh.
And like on that day, I was like, okay, Song of the Day, talked about it. It's brilliant. Tell us about it, please.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, Grow Old. It's a lovey-dovey song again.
It is lovey-dovey.
Most of my songs are about love, if not about love. So yeah, it's kind of the more mature kind of love, where like you're past the stage of like wanting to be with someone like every day, but it's more of like, oh, I know you're by my side all the time.
Once a week.
I appreciate it. It's that more mature kind of love song, if you put it. So like it's kind of saying, you know, I really appreciate you. I want to grow old with you kind of song. So yeah.
That kind of song, it hits home even harder, I think, for lots of people because, you know, growing old with somebody is like, that's basically saying, you know, we're family, pretty much, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
As you get to my age, you start to understand. You start to understand. It's different.
You appreciate the little things.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think that's why it's even more sort of, it kind of hits people hard, I think, this kind of song. Love the message in it. For this song as well, I mean, for all of your songs, pretty much, you're the producer, you're the singer-songwriter, the performer, the engineer as well. I mean, have you got like 4 arms?
I wish.
How are you doing all of that?
I wish.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You did that on this song as well.
Yes, I did.
How are you finding doing everything?
Well, obviously difficult, but it always pays out because, you know, I get to choose what I want to do sound-wise, recording-wise, and, you know, I've tried, you know, giving out my songs to other people to try and record or to mix and master. Right. And when I always got it back, it just didn't feel right. Right. Like, not that they did a horrible job. Yeah. It's just, I know my song the best. So I would rather keep it that way, even if it stresses me out a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, better do the job if you can. Yeah,
I think it's because like LambC's saying, like obviously when you're a pro, everyone's very good, but then everyone has a different interpretation of music, don't they? So they can make instruments sound a little bit different to the way you want it, or the balance isn't quite right. There's that sort of thing that happens. And I myself, because obviously I do lots of what we call like digital editing and lots of things like that and recording. I know how much time goes into it. I can't believe you do everything. That is a lot of work.
I must say the editing part is the worst.
It is.
The mixing part, it's okay because I like mixing. It's just I get to grow every day. But like the editing part is just like, oh, kill me right now. Like there's nothing I can get out of editing other than like I can do it faster.
Right.
But yeah, it's
fun.
painful. So like I did think of hiring someone as an assistant, just the editing part.
Yeah.
To teach them like, oh, up until this part, like you need to edit, and then I'll pay you according to your work.
Yeah.
But I thought of that, but I was like, why not just do it?
You might as well.
Yeah, I have the time.
You might as well. So for those who don't know, I mean, the digital editing part is like basically because nowadays in music, you can grab a vocal and just do what you want with it. Pretty much, you can like change the rhythm of it, change the pitch of it, and you can make it just the way exactly that you want it.
Yep.
But it is painstakingly
time consuming,
and
what a headache.
And it is a bit of a headache. You're listening to the same part over and over and over and over. I do that every day. So I know,
for you.
I know how it feels. It's a tough one. So with this album as well, it's got a really interesting introduction, which goes a bit like this. I pray to God that we wake up to see another day, and when I do, I'd smile to see you laying by my bed. Oh, do you know what's so... Mate, I'm going to use this. Next time I go meet somebody, I'm going to use this actually. Although that's a bit creepy if I say that first off, isn't it?
Yep. Definitely. Don't say that.
Tell us about the sort of... Do you think about stuff like this?
Well, I grew to like, we all have that stage of like really young love. Kind of stage. Like I grew past that stage very early, and so I've always wanted to be in a relationship where like I wanted to like kind of settle down, or like kind of like not to say that getting married is the end goal of a relationship, but just to appreciate what you have and what the other significant other offers.
Yeah.
And so this was me saying and thanking the other person that like, I do pray to God that we see another day. And then when we do, I smile to see you laying by my bed. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I didn't want to go the route of like, oh, I love you, and then end it. I just wanted to make it a little bit more poetic.
That's what I'm doing wrong then, isn't it? That's what I'm doing wrong, listeners. I love that because it's a very mature way of looking at a relationship, isn't it? It's not just about just having as much fun as we can and all of that. It's about, really having a bond with someone. That's I think you can tell that in the song as well. And after releasing it as well, you actually wrote this on SNS that it helped you realise how lucky you are and how thankful you are about life, which for me is like a really important thing to realize in life.
Yeah, I realized that when I was younger, I used to be like a people pleaser.
Right.
And then when I grew older, I realized that this is just personal, and other people might think other ways. But I realized that in order for me to exhibit love, I need to be in a very healthy, straight, mental, physical state.
Right.
And so I felt very lucky and thankful towards like my fellow people and also to God, that I get to do what I love, and I get to I get to make a living out of doing what I love. And so that was like my first intention into doing music. Yeah. And so it kind of reminded me of that again. And so, yeah, I wrote it on. Yeah.
That's so good, man. Because do you know what? I think it's not just about people who do music, but people in life in general. The quicker you realise that, the happier your life is, really. Because I used to be a very sort of angsty teenager, and in my 20s I was very angsty as well, very bitter. But then you start to realise, do you know what? If you find something that you really like in life and you get to do that for a long time, there's nothing better. Then, you know, that's the definition of success.
Truth.
Not necessarily your bank account, you know.
True.
And I'm so glad that you're in that sort of stage, because so many people aren't. It's sometimes it's
and
difficult.
also it's not even their fault to begin with.
Exactly.
Like, I know a lot of friends that don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And they want to find what they want to do and
Yeah.
like what they like to do. And yeah, it's been a blessing for me. So
That's good, man. I'm so happy that you feel that way, because actually, once you reach that, we're getting very deep, aren't we? This is the deepest I've ever been here on Super K-pop. But but once you get into that state of mind, the quality of your work actually, I find, improves, and the depth of
drastically
it goes to a crazy level as well.
Yes,
doesn't it?
I agree. Yeah. Well, a lot of people know this. I came out of my label.
Yeah.
And I think the songs that I wrote pre-label and what I write now are very different.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's really changed is my state of mind.
That's
and
crazy.
like it kind of, you know, it's kind of mind blowing.
It is.
When I think about it, I'm like, what? Oh, I can
Yeah.
make songs like this again.
Yeah.
You know, well, yeah, guys, be mentally and
It's
physically
important.
healthy.
Yeah, you should write a book, man. I would buy that book straight away. Brilliant. Well, also in April, your first full-length album. Now, this full-length album is like probably one of my favorite full-length albums that I've heard, really. Because like every single song is just absolutely incredible. But that took 7 years, didn't it, to come out with a full-length album?
Well, yes, technically.
Technically.
Yes, because I debuted at 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
But that was just like a present for me, to myself when I graduated school.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just release a song.
Right.
Graduation present. And then I debuted officially on my terms. It was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And so got into the label 2019. And then 2 years after, I released a full album. And yeah, it was a long time. I've always wanted to do albums, but then, life.
Life happens.
Life happened, and yeah, I didn't have enough time to like really sit down and write too many songs to actually fill up an album.
Right.
And so, it took a long time.
Because that's the dream of every artist. Is
Yep.
Putting out a full-length album is so important, because with a single, you can kind of show who you are a little bit, but then you have that pressure of making it sound like a single.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like on an album, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yep. It's
And
your book.
It's your book.
It's your book. It's your like author's books, and like for
Yeah.
singles, it's like like a brochure,
Yeah.
and then EPs are like a magazine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Albums are like books.
I like
for
that.
authors, so
That's a really good way to describe it. Obviously, it hasn't been that long, but are you thinking about another one?
not at the moment because, well, I kind of after leaving my label, I kind of made a promise to myself that I would release singles for now.
Okay.
Because, well, the world is changing.
It is, yeah.
Like, even myself, like, even if I love an artist, I don't really listen to their album as
full
much.
thing, yeah.
The full thing. So I wanted to make it a bit more approachable to my listeners and be like, oh, I know you love me. Thank you. But I'll make it more convenient for you to
Yeah.
listen to my songs. So I'm trying to release a song a month,
Yeah.
2022.
Oh, really? Okay. But
So
you just said trying.
yes, yes, but yeah, that's the aim.
That's the aim, okay.
So like by the end of 2022, it is gonna be an album,
That's true.
but I'm just gonna release it like singles every month.
That's actually a really good point, because listening to 10 songs on an album, that takes 45 minutes. That's I mean, sitting down for 45 minutes nowadays.
That's hard.
It's
Like,
hard,
You can't
yeah.
even look at the computer for like.
Exactly. That's great. And also, I mean, obviously you do everything yourself, but you also work with a producer who's a fellow alumni as well.
Yes,
right?
fellow Berkeley alumni.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Because I knew about this, but I wasn't quite sure about the relationship there. Working with someone, because clearly the way you want your music to be, you're very clear on. I can see that. But working with somebody on that album as well, how was that?
So, like previously, I tried working with other like songwriters, other producers.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
For your music?
For my music,
Right,
because yeah, like maybe songwriting differences and like taste difference.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be there. But then for this brother, SH, he goes by SH. By the way, he releases his own songs, so you should check it out.
Okay, cool.
If you have the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were really, really good roommates back in Berkeley.
Oh, wow.
And like we basically lived together in the living room because like we wanted to save cost, and like that's when we really got close.
Right,
And
right.
I knew of his songwriting skills. He's a dual major in music production and engineering and songwriting.
Right, okay.
So he took forever to graduate, but
Oh, wow,
like
yeah.
at least he got the chops, and like I appreciate and I totally have like my respect for his songwriting is like here.
Wow.
And so when we started working on this album, you know, I showed him a couple of my songs. He showed me a couple of his songs, and then we were like, you know what? Let's jot down the songs that we think is, you know, good for the album. And then we started doing that, and then I think we finished the album in like 3 months.
Right.
From the recording process to the mastering, which is crazy. Like
That's fast.
thank God that he used the same like DAW software that like I do. Like I use Pro Tools, and he uses Pro Tools as well.
So this is the music making software listeners programs, yeah.
And then so we literally like sent each other files offline, online. Like
That's cool.
that was fast. So like whenever I did something at home, I'll send him the tracks or the vocals, and he'll edit it, and like he'll send me back his refined, polished version.
Okay.
It was back and forth. So yeah, it was very, very fun. And like I always say, yo, let's do another one. And he's like, oh no, it was crazy. Like I didn't like the schedule of like the album. Like yeah, but we'll get it done someday.
Yeah. Because that's pressure. But it's so nice that you have someone that you have that relationship with, because it's quite hard to find somebody who's completely on the same wavelength.
And that's the reason why I couldn't, collaborate with other songwriters in
tough,
the past.
isn't it?
Yeah, this was a very special case.
Brilliant, man. Well, I know we've got so much to talk about, listeners, but I'm very aware of time right now. Normally we do get on a song. We spoke about it earlier. Your latest single, I really wanted to listen to it together.
Yes.
And it's a very mature love song, isn't it? So let's listen to this first and we'll talk some more. So let's have a listen to LambC next with Grow Old. Right, guys, of course, LambC with us here for today's Super K-pop and music stage, of course, is today's segment. We've still got so much to get through, so much to talk about. But what we are going to do next up is, I think we should get on another song, probably listen to some more music, because I want you guys to listen to as much LambC songs as you possibly can.
Hey.
Dude, we're going to play a song called December. Can you introduce a song for us, please?
Well, guys, it's December, so yeah, why not a song called December? It's a very I wrote this when I was living in a rooftop, like 옥탑방.
Oh yeah.
And like, you would pedal, you would like order delivery foods, and I was just writing songs, and I kind of figured, it would be a nice song to write about like just very like casual relationship, not casual in the terms of like not serious or anything, just like playful, lovey, like dovey kind of stuff in my 옥탑방.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this song December, it has no relation to December though.
Okay.
I just wrote this song in December, so that's why it's called December.
That's why it's called December.
Yeah, but nothing about December.
So your next album, I'm expecting January the 2nd, January the 6th.
Yep.
January 20th.
Nothing about January.
That'll be fun. That'll be guys. All right, guys. Well, let's have a listen together, shall we? Another one of LambC's songs. This is called December. So there we go. That was December by LambC that we just heard. A song he wrote in December, listeners. in his rooftop place that he stayed at. I almost moved into a rooftop, but I ended up not going because I thought it might be cold in the winter. Was it cold?
Good choice.
It was a good choice.
It was very cold.
Yes.
And it was very hot in summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Because normally on the roof, the walls are made out on the outside is metal, usually.
Yep. That's exactly where I went in.
Yeah, right.
And I suffered.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. Brilliant. All right, listeners. Siska says, no live today, so it means LambC needs to come to SKP again.
Yes.
Okay.
I told PD Neem, I was like, so sorry, like my tongue.
Yeah.
I'll do 4 songs next time I come. And she was like, yay!
Now you've said it on mic, you can't go back on this one.
Okay.
You have to do it now.
Yes, I'll do it.
Let's just... Okay, no, I won't say 10 songs. No, we'll do 4 songs. We should do like a LambC concert. Here, LambC and Arirang together concert. That'd be great. So we listened to December, guys. Interesting that was part of for 5 months you did this project. This is back in 2019, by the way. So this is a couple of years ago. And you talked about maybe next year trying to do a song a month. I mean, that is more difficult than some people might imagine, to do 1 song every single month. Are there times that you kind of feel like, because I don't know, is writer's block a thing for you?
Yeah. Yes.
It happens?
It happens, but every time I get writer's block, I have my own like kind of ritual I go through.
Do tell.
I personally like to, what people say, like 멍 때려.
Yeah, so thinking about
like,
nothing.
Yeah, literally do nothing and like just stare into like a wall.
Stare into
But then like slowly but surely like something creeps into your mind and you'll be like, I wonder what my cat is doing. I wonder what she is doing. And then all of a sudden like you just drown yourself into like thoughts and imaginations. Then like my creative spark just like
right.
Be like, I think I got a good melody for this song, and then I'll write it. But then, if that doesn't work, I'll take a good hot shower, and then I'll 멍 때려 in the shower.
And right. I love that as well. Although for some people, it's not easy to think about nothing.
It's not.
It's not.
But I think I'm very good at it.
Are you?
I could literally go for hours without thinking. Doing anything.
A long time ago, didn't Crush go on a 멍 때려 competition?
If I knew of that competition, I think I would have been very good at it. Probably top 2. Maybe not as good as Crush, but
he was very good.
He was very good.
I mean, you could tell from his face that he was very good.
He was just like...
Yeah, he was number 1. He won that competition. Dude, I'd love to see you doing that. I would love it, mate. Just for fun.
So boring.
I would go watch you. Like, I find that intriguing. Like, what is he thinking? Is he not thinking? Like, you know, that's good advice though. Today I'm going to try looking at a wall and see what happens. Let's see what happens, listeners.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. I might give up after like a minute, but we'll see. We'll see. Brilliant. All right. What we're gonna do next up is I got a couple of comments actually. I thought we'd do these. Let's have a look at these. Floressa writes in from the Philippines. Hi Sam C and LambC. I like what you did there. No questions for LambC because I'm always updating on what he's doing. She's a big follower. When he goes live on IG or YT, he will talk about what he wants to do. I'm enjoying this, chilling while listening to your music. LambC, more songs to come in 2022 and a happy new year fighting.
Happy New Year! Fighting!
Yeah, love that. All right, we got Siska from Indonesia. Hello, LambCito.
LambCito,
I love that. Random question: among all of your songs, which one is your favorite and why?
Oh gosh,
that's like choosing your favorite child.
Oh,
that's tough, man. One song, your favorite and why?
Wow.
That's difficult.
This is even harder than do you like your mom or do you like your dad?
That is a hard one. That is a difficult question. Yeah.
Let's see.
Who's your favorite parent? That's a tough one, isn't it?
I'll go with Grow Old because it's the most recent baby.
That's cool.
That I made.
It's the youngest one.
Yes.
The youngest.
It's a sibling. It's the youngest sibling.
You got to look after the youngest one. I like that answer. That is a very good answer. And what else do we have here? Obviously, you got a song called Fortune Teller. If you did become a fortune teller, would you prefer becoming a tarot reader or a palm face reader?
Oh, I'm actually into palm face reader.
Oh, are you?
It's called 관상, I believe.
Okay.
Right? Like you look at someone's face and you can determine what personality or what his future is, kind of.
Really?
Yeah, like I kind of believe in Kwansang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
I'm very interested in that.
That's interesting. What about, have you ever had a tarot card reading or things like, because they do a lot
No.
of that in Korea. You've never gone and
I've
done it?
never done it because I've been trained not to.
Right,
by
right.
by my Christian parents.
Oh, right.
They're like, Never do tarot, but then I'm like, what if I'm kind of interested, but
Yeah.
you know what? I'll just obey my parents, and so
My mum also told me don't do it, but I went anyway last year because I was like, what's going to happen to me? Apparently, 2022 is my year.
Ooh.
Apparently, I see no signs of that happening, but apparently that's what it said. All right, thanks very much, Siska. We've also got this very quickly to do because you were nice enough to write down some stuff for us on our Flex interview board. This is where we kind of talk about stuff other than music normally, but I see this is actually quite musically related.
Yes, I have nothing but music.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so boring. My life is so boring.
No, I love that. I love that. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. You've written down music biz.
Yep.
What's going on?
Music business. I've always been interested in music business, but more so that now that I'm independent and I have to do everything by myself.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've actually made a label agency. I've made deals with like publishing.
Right.
I've made deals with like distributors.
Yeah.
And so like every time I study about music, the more I want to like let people know in Korea, especially because I believe that 95% of musicians don't know the music business side,
Right.
especially in Korea.
Right.
And so
It's a bit different.
it's very different. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a way to actually let people know like what actually is ours and like
Yeah.
knowledge, because there's not a lot of knowledge based forums or like communities in Korea about this music business side. So yeah, I'm trying to do that.
It's important to, especially when you're in it, it's important to know like
Yeah.
the basics of what's happening. So distributor, listen, those people don't know, distributor is responsible for putting your songs up online on the streaming sites and doing all of that. And then obviously you got to negotiate how much they take and the cut. And publishing will look after some of those song rights as well, and that sort of thing happens. But that can be complicated. So brilliant. That's good. You definitely need to know about that. That's important. And everything gear. Oh, you're into gear, man.
I'm a gearhead.
Oh.
Like I have to be honest. Like I just made a purchase like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
SSL control.
Okay. Yeah.
Faders.
I know what that is. Yeah.
Now I can do everything without a mouse.
Right.
So comfortable.
Yeah.
So like
that's cool.
every time something new comes out, I'm the first one to be like, oh, okay, what is this? What can it do for me?
That's interesting.
I'll look at it, probably buy it, but then, yeah,
Do you know what I want to do? I want to get a touch, like everything touchscreen. You can use everything touchscreen.
I think there is one. It's called Slate
Some-
Raven 2, but it's been out for a long time, so
I love it.
I don't think it has the greatest of reviews, but still,
go.
it's an option.
Give it a go. LambC knows what he's talking about, guys. And me and LambC, we've run out of time. We've run out of time for today.
Wow, that was fast.
That was fast. We talked a lot. We spoke a lot. I'm glad you're doing well. Do tell us about, you mentioned next year briefly earlier. Tell us what's coming up, and last message for the fans, please.
Well, thank you again, Super K-pop and Sam, for having me, and PD Nims and engineers as well. Like I said, 2022, I am planning on releasing a song a month.
Yeah.
It's not a promise,
Yeah.
but I'll do my best
Yeah.
to feed you with good music. And as well as that, I'll be trying to show myself more online because I'm really bad at that. I'll try to do more, online live shows. I got all the gears basically to do a live show.
Nice.
So I'll do that as well.
I'm so looking forward to that. I'll be the first to watch it. LambC, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see LambC next time. Guys, we've got to leave it there, unfortunately. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. That's it for today. This is Super Caper. I'm your host, Sam Carter. Dude, we're going to end with another one of your songs. This is LambC's Childish. And we'll say goodbye for now. Cheers, buddy.